Also, did Nick react to the guy being jailed for a few days for breaking the law? Which guy? You got to be a little bit more specific. Oh, you talking about
the personal story?
Oh yeah, you're talking about old steel toe.
Yeah, like I didn't do too much reaction to it. Happy that case is over. His time isn't over. He's got probation and all that stuff. But people have asked me a little bit like, what would you want, etc. Like, I don't give a shit about any of that. I think him going to jail is a big punishment that he really needed. That being said, my main thing is like, can you just abide by the terms of your probation? Like, just abide by those terms and everybody will be fine. Just go away. That's
Ain't
it.
gonna happen. This motherfucker's gonna come back, get on his show immediately, and be like, "So I was in jail," and then all of a sudden, and if it wasn't for, and it's immediately. I can feel it because his chat will egg him. His chat will egg him on, and he'll do it.
It'd be a poor choice, like I would think, because
That's a year, right?
If that gets back to it's a year in county, and if you're gonna go in for a long time, you actually tend to want to end up in prison rather than county, because in prison people get comfortable. In county, it's more like in and out. It's like a motel, man, not like a nice one, like a normal one. And people popping in and out of there. They have, I was talking about this the other day. They have poor impulse control. Like, these are people who get in fights a lot and stuff like that. And that's just not a good crowd to be around consistently. And it's unpredictable in county. In prison, everybody's doing these longer stints. You kind of get a flow to it. It's not, believe me, like, I'm not advocating that prison is a nice ride, but from what I've heard, if people had the choice between prison and county for the same time that they're going to be in, they'd pick prison over county every time.
Yeah, and that's the craziest part, man, about this all to me is, and I talked about this when it happened. I was like, dude did not even have to do any, like, he could have just not done anything. And I think we talked on the phone about this. Like, if he would have just not done anything and just like did his show and just, he would be fine right now. I was like, why? Was it worth it? That's so silly. It's like you went to jail for literally no reason. Just like,
yeah, he talked himself into jail that he didn't have to do. And but see, that's the thing with, when I say like I think he needed it. Some people need that. Like, and he's the type of guy who would talk himself into needing that jail to come out, or that enhancement, whatever it is that it was. The court chose this 15-day jail sentence. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred it to be a little longer, but I think him having to take a week off of streaming is one of the most devastating things that could happen to him.
Yeah,
he just doesn't deal with that type of stuff well. His whole persona involves doing his show, and so being restricted from that, I think, is what was needed to make it happen. The prosecutor seemed to have her finger on the pulse of that, but that wasn't. People think that I had anything to do with that. I didn't. The prosecutor didn't ask me how to do her job. Shockingly, like she didn't ask me how to do it. That was all them.
Yeah, and it's weird because, so obviously I was, I was watching Twitter and I was like, I followed the timeline, and then the other day, I'm just sitting here and I get like, I go to like my homepage and stuff, and my feed, because every now and then I click on a Aaron like clip from some clip channel because he's being
right.
And because he's just, and now to be fair, it's really hard to listen to him. Me and I have talked about this. I'm like, I can't listen to this motherfucker. He's like an empty shell of a husk. He's not like a real person. It's really weird. So, but
he lost his focus on just doing a show, and his entire show is like about what he's going to do and whatever. And like, this isn't a big criticism from me. I got into that place for a while. Like, sometimes you do, like, your real life kind of overwhelms you. And so you can't think about other stuff. Like, you can't develop a show as easily. And so you get online, you're like, well, I can just talk about me, and that's what people want to hear. They don't want to hear that.
They do whenever something's like, when shit's hitting the fan, they want to hear about it. But other than that, they don't want to hear about it. And that's the thing you need to learn. But when I was on the other day, I was just on YouTube and I saw my feed and it was like, Still Toe goes live, April returns. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I thought he was in jail. And I click on it and he's just like uploading reruns as like his shows. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, brother? Like,
that was weird. That was a weird choice, because like you can choose what like he was doing these best of and compilations and stuff. It's like, okay, well, you have the option to choose literally whatever you want from your back catalog. It's like, and you choose these shows with your ex-wife, like leave her alone.
Yeah, that was really strange because I was like, no one's going to be happy about this. Like,
he's incapable of leaving people be. Like it's just not in his nature. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully he will when he gets out. Like I don't really want to, like, I don't want to deal with this person. I don't want anything to do with him at all. So I would, again, prefer that he just abide by the terms of his probation. And we can all just move on.
Yeah. I was talking the other day where I think the worst thing that ever happened to him was getting that little clout when the shit went down with you. And then he got a few watchers. He had like 500-600 people watching his show concurrently at some points. And that changed everything because he had never felt an algorithmic push before. So now he's getting this organic thing because of a controversy. And it like, that would be the worst thing for me, to almost taste it and not quite get it. Right. Like, it's different when you've already got it. Like, you already got the plaque, right? Who cares? Like, you're like, I got the plaque, can't take it away from you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I already feel like I won YouTube, no matter how many views I get nowadays. I'm like, well, I already won the game. Now I'm just going. But like, to have that, you felt like you almost got to taste it, and then it was yanked away from you. Like, you have to. He's clawing, trying to. That's why he talks about himself and all this controversy, and tries to, and why he talked himself in jail, because he just had to keep clawing at it, trying to get it back.
He just he just can't. And it's like, if you take a step back for just a second and then come back and just do your show, like, that would be his best chance towards doing that. I don't really think he has much chance of attracting a large audience for his show in general, because I don't think he adds much. He's
awful. He's awful.
Well, yeah, and all these people who like fantasize about radio or were on radio or whatever, and then they get into this place where you don't have a radio station pushing you, and you don't have the radio station's automatic broadcast that people are kind of tuning into, and they have to attract their own audience. They find that they just really can't. Like, they're not great at it, and they don't know why. And I think I've figured it out. On morning radio, everybody knows what morning radio is going to be. It's going to be like these little news stories and stuff. It's very formulaic. And yeah, you're going to have some breakout talents, and you're going to have some great moments from some people. But most people are just like, they follow the formula. It's like they go to you go to work and you follow the janitor around. It's like you learn what floor to mop. And that's what they do every day. They do that same work for the most part. And that's where he is. And it's like, that format will never break on YouTube because there's nothing there. He's not bringing expertise or interesting insight to anything. He's not bringing some wealth of experience. And there's some things he can maybe talk about, but he really doesn't have it. And so that is like, as far as YouTube goes, like, the formula for him is capped out. It's like, you're just a local radio guy, and most people don't listen to local radio through YouTube. They do it through their car.
Yeah.
And it's a big problem for him because he just doesn't have anything else. I went to the suit shop and they're like, so what are you looking for? I'm like, well, I want to look like a drug dealer, like a cocaine dealer from the 80s. And they're like, huh? And I was like, well, they don't actually look like that, but that's what Hollywood thinks that they look like. But trust me, they actually just look normal. But I don't want to look like that. Like, I want to look like the Hollywood drug dealer.
Aaron has a face for radio and a voice for silent films. Damn, brother. You cooked my man. He can't defend himself. He's in jail. Andrew Bronca says the greatest exposure Stolto has gotten in his life is right here in this show. That's for sure. You know it's bad, right? So you know it's bad. And I thought about this a while back when his viewership can tank to like 50 people. And
it was bad.
Also I noticed that sometimes he'd have 190 and I would have 250 and I would get 300 likes in the show and he'd get like 14. And I was like, is this motherfucker bought in his channel right now? What's going on? Anyways, but I noticed when his viewership tanked, he was still.
Oh, go ahead.
He was still trying to like refer back to like the drama and like bring it in because just to try, and people just didn't even care. I was like, it's bad when people don't even want to hear about your drama anymore. No, they don't even want to hear nothing from you. It's brutal.
Like, my drama, like his drama, my drama, whatever, in the overlap, like, I think people are relatively done with it outside of some shocking revelation, which really, I don't think there's any more of those left. Who knows? Here's the problem. I was on a bunch of drugs. I don't remember everything, but you know, like I think most of the really salacious stuff is out, and then I think the restraining order and just the fading interest will kind of take care of the rest. I think it's time to move past it personally. I've tried to keep it mostly off my channel. But I think I did do a little bit of a show like when he was when he was sentenced. I think I did just a little bit to kind of laugh about it. But generally speaking, people on my channel, some people know about it and that's fine, but most people don't give a shit. You know, they're like, let's talk about Trump and law and stuff like that and new lawsuits and are we doing trial coverage? That's what people care about and want to hear about, and that's fine by me.
He says, you gave Aaron a reason to start blabbing by talking about stealing a wife on stream. He started talking about you the day after. You knew this guy, but your coke ego thought it was smart to give him a reason to go off. Well, now he's in jail, so it all worked out.
Yeah, and you can say what you want, but I don't know exactly when you're talking about whatever. Like, I don't know what the date is, but Aaron was talking in coded language on his show in April. And then he really started unloading in May, and then after we were arrested, it got worse and worse and worse. That being said, no, I didn't give him permission to do what he did in any capacity. Like, people make their own choices. If you want to blame me for it, like if you want to blame something I said on what someone else said and how they acted, I mean, go ahead, but that's not really how things work. Like, you make choices on what you say and what you do. And he made his.
And now he's in jail.